Kenny here with Gardening Simplified. It's July 1st and we're going to talk about planting sweet corn. So let's get into it. Down here in the south, July is a perfect time to put in another crop of sweet corn. Now, I'm doing this old school, same as my earlier one. I'm just making a little furrow. I'm putting a good dose of chicken litter down, covering it, and then I'll run my little earthway planter down and cover it up. Earlier in the year when I planted this corn that's down there, I planted it on 30-inch rows, and I thought that was just a little bit too tight. So this one here is going to be on 36-inch or 3-foot rows. But if you're going to plant corn, and you're going to plant your late corn down here in the south, and if you're like us, we hadn't got water in a long time. Of course, you can tell this is really wet because I run the sprinklers overnight. Now, this sprinkler might not look like much. It's a little bitty thing, but it'll do an even watering all the way down. As you can see where it stops, it's dry as a bone, and down there it's dry as a bone. And I'm starting my rows a little bit short of where it stops, probably 5 foot, because I want to make sure that it gets water. Corn is a really thirsty plant, so if you're going to plant it in the heat and you aren't getting water, you need to get a good water system. Now these little sprinklers here, and I'll try to think to put a link to them, they're various outputs. This one here is just under 2 gallons a minute, which is great because I can figure exactly how much water I'm putting on here, figure the square feet, and figure putting the water on here. Now it's also watering my sweet potatoes, which are not doing well. The grasses took over them really good, but I run this thing overnight and it gives me a good amount of water, as you can see where I've taken and did this. Now I put in these other rows right here. I did this yesterday. I put in 4 rows and I went ahead and run the water on them. Now this is Trucker's sweet corn. I haven't grown this before, but it's supposed to be more resistant to earworms and stuff like that because it's really tight on its silks. They come up to the top and they're tight, so it's resistant. It's not going to be without, but hopefully I'm going to try it and see if I can get by without even using BT at all on this. My whole thing is basically try to keep it healthy. Now I'll see if some worms start coming in, and when it's getting ready to tassel and they might come in on the top, and then I might start spraying if I need to. But being I've got a good water source, and that's the thing, you got to have a good water source. If you're going to use city water, you know, you might want to go with a drip system or something, but it would respond best with overhead watering. And with this system, I just turn it on at night and let it wet it down good. But let me get this finished up. Well, I've got all the corn planted, and I just wanted to stress a little bit more or give a little bit more information on this sprinkler. Like I say, this is a little bitty sprinkler head. The head is just loose. It's a wobble type sprinkler, and what this does is it lays out water, like, because it spins and it wobbles, it's like if it was rain was coming down. It gives a real even water pattern. And despite its small size, this does about, depending on what pressure you have on it, and it works on low pressure, it does about a 25 to, well, mine are extended up pretty high, so I get about 40 foot or better spray pattern off it. But you can calculate, because they've got a bunch of different sizes of this, maybe 7. This isn't the biggest one, but like I say, this just under 2 gallons a minute, so I can calculate how much water I'm putting over area with that amount of sprinklers. And 2 gallons a minute doesn't seem like a lot, but when I water overnight and I have 4 sprinkler heads, it gives me quite a bit of water. So if you're going to plant corn, be aware that you do need a good amount of water. And I'll go ahead and put a link to these. I don't have any affiliation with Drip Depot, but this is where I've got these. And you can check them out if it's something you might be interested in. But anyway, if you want to see more of my videos, Just hit that subscribe, hit the bell button so you'll be notified. And of course, if you like it, give it a big thumbs up and share it. It helps my channel. Happy gardening.